Everyone is familiar with Trump's beloved eldest daughter, Ivanka, but how much have you heard of his youngest daughter, Tiffany? Tiffany Trump stands out as the most enigmatic among the Trump siblings. Unlike her older brothers and sisters, she spent her upbringing at a distance from her father, shying away from the public eye and having limited access to the Trump family fortune. In fact, some of her elder siblings even attempted to exclude her from her rightful inheritance. Tiffany could be seen as the family's black sheep, not solely due to her parents' past affair, but also because her media presence occasionally aligns with and contradicts Trump's political views, leaving us questioning where she truly fits into her father's vast empire. Keep watching to learn more about Tiffany Trump, the black sheep of the Trump family. Tiffany Trump holds a unique position in the Trump family as the only child resulting from Donald's second marriage to Marla Maples. Their union marked a significant chapter in the Trump family's history. It's worth noting that during this period, Donald's political campaigns and public image were built upon traditional values, which influenced the decisions made regarding Tiffany's upbringing. The story of Tiffany's parentage has its roots in a controversial affair. While still married to Ivanka, Donald embarked on a relationship with Marla Maples, a connection that would ultimately lead to Ivanka divorcing Donald. The affair, viewed as a significant factor in their separation. It was during this tumultuous time that Marla Maples announced her pregnancy, becoming pregnant with Tiffany shortly after the divorce was finalized. Interestingly, Donald's initial reaction to Marla's pregnancy was not one of unbridled enthusiasm. In a revealing 2004 interview with Howard Stern, Donald admitted that while he may have come to appreciate Tiffany's presence in his life, his initial response to the pregnancy announcement was less than enthusiastic. Donald and Marla's marriage lasted for 4 years, during which time Donald's demanding professional commitments frequently took center stage. Marla found herself shouldering much of the parenting responsibilities, as she later explained. She often mentioned that Donald's day-to-day involvement as a parent was limited, describing their co-parenting dynamic as a series of negotiations. While there is no doubt that Donald loves his children, his demanding schedule often left little room for active participation in their upbringing. The marriage ultimately came to an end in 1999, when Tiffany was just 6 years old. Following their divorce, Marla Maples made a deliberate choice to remain single, a decision driven by her desire to focus wholeheartedly on raising her daughter, Tiffany. This marked a new chapter in both of their lives as they navigated the complexities of post-divorce life. For Tiffany, her interactions with her father, Donald Trump, were somewhat limited in frequency and duration. She would occasionally see him during spring breaks, holiday visits, and on trips to Donald's office. Despite the challenges of physical proximity, Marla Maples was steadfast in her determination to facilitate and nurture Tiffany's relationship with her father. Marla firmly believed in the importance of Tiffany forming her own connection with Donald, independent of any external influence. She aimed to establish a sense of consistency in Tiffany's interactions with her father, ensuring that their bond could evolve naturally. Tiffany's estranged relationship with her famous father had significant implications, particularly during Donald Trump's political campaigns. When it came to making public appearances and participating in campaign activities, Trump primarily relied on his eldest children rather than Tiffany. Tiffany and her mother, Marla Maples, continued to be a point of contention within the Trump family. Their presence and the circumstances surrounding Tiffany's upbringing challenged the carefully curated image of traditional family values that the Trumps aimed to project. The story of Donald Trump's affair with Marla Maples had captured the attention of tabloids for an extended period, adding further complexity to the family's narrative. This affair had unfolded while Donald was still married to Ivanka, a union that had endured for 14 years before their divorce and his remarriage to Marla. As a result of these developments, Donald's children from his first marriage expressed their displeasure and reluctance to embrace his new family. Despite growing up somewhat in the shadows of her father's fame, Tiffany Trump enjoyed a lifestyle that bore certain resemblances to that of her half-siblings. She had access to some of the same privileges, such as attending a kindergarten school with an annual tuition exceeding $30,000, indulging in exotic vacations, and securing exclusive tickets to renowned events like New York Fashion Week. Tiffany's journey through life also took her through various endeavors, including ventures into singing, modeling, and even an internship at Vogue. Her academic pursuit led her to Penn State, where she earned a bachelor's degree in sociology. Before immersing herself more deeply in her father's political world, Tiffany had her own taste of celebrity as an Instagram sensation. She was part of the Snap Pack, a group on Instagram that included peers like Baron Hilton, the younger brother of Paris Hilton. However, everything changed with Donald Trump's presidential candidacy in 2016. Tiffany's Instagram presence underwent a significant transformation as she shifted her focus to sharing photos of the Trump family, effectively rebranding herself to align with her father's campaign. Tiffany's relationship with her elder Trump siblings, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, is characterized by a certain distance. In fact, there have been attempts to exclude her from the Trump family inheritance, a move that underscores the complexities of their familial dynamics. Until 2016, Tiffany had remained largely removed from her father's political campaigns and his sprawling multi-million-dollar business ventures. However, she embarked on a new journey by becoming a speaker at his campaign rallies, passionately endorsing her father's candidacy. While Tiffany's involvement in the political sphere pales in comparison to that of her older sister, Ivanka, she has made appearances alongside the Trump family on various occasions, including the 2020 Republican National Convention. Following her graduation from Penn State, a university with strong family ties, being the alma mater of both her father Donald and her sister Ivanka, Tiffany Trump's relationship with her father began to evolve. Tiffany embarked on her law school journey at Georgetown Law. She started spending a considerable amount of time with her father. This marked a significant departure from her earlier years, when she would see Donald only semi-annually. Despite not directly working within the family business, Tiffany has found herself in the company of her father and elder siblings more frequently. However, her relationship with her father remains intricate and multifaceted. Unlike her elder siblings, Donald Jr., Eric, and Ivanka, who are the offspring of Donald's first marriage, Tiffany's upbringing was distinct. She grew up in New York with her mother, Marla Maples, and her interactions with her father were largely limited to spring breaks and occasional visits to his office. As a result, Tiffany had limited exposure to her siblings during her formative years, and there was a gradual process of them warming up to the idea of getting to know their younger sister better. However, Tiffany Trump's journey within the Trump family wasn't always smooth sailing. In his 2020 book titled Disloyal: A Memoir, former U.S. Attorney Michael Cohen offered insights into the ways Tiffany Trump was often sidelined, even within her own family. Tiffany, raised on the West Coast by her mother, Marla Maples, had a complex relationship with her father, Donald Trump. Donald sometimes made unfavorable comparisons between Tiffany and her older sister, Ivanka. Cohen, in his memoir, expressed empathy for Tiffany's treatment, saying, "I also really felt for Tiffany and the way she was treated." He went on to highlight the painfully apparent hierarchy among Trump's children. Donald Trump had specific views on the significance of female beauty in assessing a woman's value, even within his own family. This dynamic likely contributed to Tiffany's status as something of a black sheep in the Trump family. All of these factors combined raise questions about Tiffany's potential inheritance and whether it will be as substantial as one might assume, given her father's wealth. The intrigue surrounding the Trump family's inheritance adds another layer of complexity to their already high-profile lives. While the exact amount each Trump child is set to inherit remains uncertain, it's no secret that the figure decreases with each additional child Donald Trump has had. This fact has reportedly been a source of consternation for Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric Trump. In a revealing 2005 interview on The Howard Stern Show, Donald Trump was asked by Stern's co-host about whether his older children get nervous every time he has another child. Rather than giving a direct response, the former president shared an anecdote about a wealthy friend who faced a similar situation. Trump indirectly acknowledged that having more children can lead to a decrease in the share of the inheritance for each child. He remarked, "Yeah, because every time you have a child, it's 20% less money for the others." Moreover, when pressed about whether Don Jr. and Ivanka were attempting to exclude Tiffany from the family's will, Donald Trump offered a diplomatic response. He expressed his admiration for Tiffany, stating, "Tiffany is great. I have a great child, and Tiffany, I have great children." While this situation was eventually resolved and set aside, some insiders close to the Trump family believe that Tiffany might still face an uphill battle when it comes to her inheritance. Her financial prospects could be significantly less favorable compared to those of her elder siblings, or even when compared to her younger brother Barron. In fact, Tiffany and Barron, who was only 10 years old at the time, were the only Trump children who were not groomed or selected to take on a role within the Trump business empire. Tiffany Trump's financial prospects might not be as rosy as one might assume, given her family's wealth and prominence. Despite her father, Donald Trump's public claims of generosity, it appears that Tiffany has not enjoyed the same financial benefits as her siblings. In a 2017 report by People magazine, it was revealed that while Donald Trump did cover Tiffany's college expenses and provided her with an apartment, she did not receive any regular allowance. This stands in contrast to the common perception that she led a luxurious lifestyle due to her father's wealth. As one insider put it, people assumed she was rich because of who her father was, but she always lived a very modest lifestyle. School was always covered, but that was pretty much it. Moreover, Tiffany herself is uncertain about the extent of her inheritance from her business mogul father upon his eventual passing. According to another source cited by People, Tiffany has mentioned that she is not guaranteed any specific share of her father's wealth. This uncertainty has prompted her to be cautious and respectful in her dealings with her father, Donald Trump, and has led to a degree of tiptoeing around financial matters. As the Trump family's financial affairs and inheritance arrangements remain closely guarded, the exact details of Tiffany's financial future remain uncertain. One can only hope that when the time eventually comes, all 5 Trump children will receive a fair and equitable portion of the family inheritance. Tiffany Trump's journey within the Trump family has been marked by challenges and complexities, particularly when it comes to her relationships with her half-siblings. Tiffany's reserved and introverted nature made it initially difficult for her to connect with her older siblings. However, over time, she found a mentor and confidant in her half-sister Ivanka, who is 12 years her senior. The bonding moment between Tiffany and Ivanka was quite relatable. It revolved around Tiffany sheepishly seeking advice on how to approach their father for financial assistance for her schooling. Ivanka, in her characteristic style, stressed that she has never treated their father as an ATM, but she acknowledged the differences in privileges based on their proximity to him. Tiffany had experienced fewer financial benefits than her older sister, simply because she lived at a distance from their father. As Tiffany matured, Ivanka stepped into the role of a guide and mentor, helping Tiffany navigate various aspects of life. Media reports suggest that Tiffany has been taken under Ivanka's wing, receiving guidance on diverse topics, including politics, romance, and beauty. Those close to Tiffany have observed that she still grapples with uncertainty about her place within the Trump family's political landscape. However, Ivanka has been a supportive presence, imparting her insights and experiences to help her younger sister find her footing. In terms of public image, Ivanka is recognized for her polished appearances, both on Instagram and in political settings. Her image is carefully curated, showcasing a consistency that aligns with her role as the elder sister in the Trump family. Tiffany, on the other hand, is still finding her voice and presence in the public sphere, with Ivanka playing a crucial role in guiding her steps. In the years since 2016, Tiffany Trump has indeed increased her involvement within the Trump family circle. However, it's important to note that she remains somewhat less prominent in the mix compared to her older siblings, who have taken on more active roles in their father's presidential campaigns. One significant factor that likely played a role in Tiffany not being earmarked for a position within her father's business empire is her divergent political views, which occasionally clash with her father's staunch positions. In 2018, Tiffany made a notable move on social media when she liked an anti-GOP post on Instagram, indicating her willingness to challenge certain aspects of the Republican Party's stance. However, it's essential to recognize that Tiffany doesn't consistently rebel against her father's political beliefs. In August of the same year, she delivered a speech at the Republican National Convention, where she spoke out against what she perceived as attempts by the press to silence diverse voices. Her speech emphasized that when viewpoints don't align with the narrative they aim to promote, they often face either disregard or the label of falsehood. Tiffany also used her Twitter platform to call out Joe Biden, Trump's opponent at the time, for what she perceived as inconsistencies and falsehoods in his political stances. Her willingness to express views both in support and opposition to her father's political agenda highlights the complexity of her position within the family. It's unfortunate to note that Donald Trump's relationship with his daughter, Tiffany, has been marked by instances of neglect and apparent favoritism toward his other children. On Tiffany's 26th birthday, which fell on October 13, 2019, there was a glaring omission in the former president's well wishes. Instead of celebrating his daughter's special day, Donald Trump chose to extend his birthday greetings to the U.S. Navy, which was marking its 244th anniversary. He tweeted, "Happy birthday, U.S. Navy," accompanied by a photo of the division's battleships, leaving Tiffany without a mention or acknowledgement. This incident was not an isolated occurrence, unfortunately. In the same year, on Tiffany's 24th birthday, her father similarly failed to offer her birthday wishes. During that very year, he made sure to post celebratory messages about his eldest 3 children on their respective birthdays. Thankfully, Tiffany Trump has more than one parent, and her mother, Marla Maples, stepped in to make her feel loved and appreciated on her special day. Marla took to Instagram to share a heartwarming post featuring a childhood photo of Tiffany and expressed her deep love and admiration for her daughter. The caption read, "Today, we celebrate the gift of you. Your sparkle and joy lights up the world. Your mom loves you to eternity and back again." Tiffany's sister, Ivanka Trump, also took to Instagram to wish her a happy birthday. However, even in this gesture, the dynamics within the Trump family became apparent. The photo featured Ivanka dressed elegantly while Tiffany sat on her knee, still in a diaper. This image seemed to blur the lines as to who the celebration was truly for, underlining Tiffany's recurring status as the black sheep of the family. The distinction between Tiffany Trump and the rest of her siblings, particularly her half-siblings from her father's first marriage, has been made evident by various comments and actions over the years. In an interview with Jonathan Van Meter for New York Magazine, Donald Trump was asked if he had any favorites among his children. His immediate response was, "Come on, Daddy's little girl," in reference to Ivanka. However, he went on to acknowledge his other daughter, Tiffany, from his marriage to Marla Maples, describing her as just a beautiful, great kid also. Yet, he couldn't help but emphasize the separation, stating, "But it's very separate. When you have separate wives, it's sort of separate." This sense of separation has translated into Tiffany often being excluded from events and receiving less attention during her father's campaign trails. Her relationship with the Trump side of her family has been characterized as less close, with reports indicating that she and her father went for extended periods without speaking or seeing each other after his inauguration. At family functions, Tiffany reportedly felt a sense of awkwardness and a lack of complete welcome. However, being on the periphery of the Trump family might have its advantages. Tiffany, a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania, has had the opportunity to enjoy certain privileges without the associated controversies. She had a splendid wedding held at Mar-a-Lago, boasts a famous mother in Marla Maples, and, notably, was the only adult Trump child exempt from the fraud lawsuit against their business empire. As speculation swirls about Tiffany Trump possibly joining her father's team of lawyers and serving as a trusted legal counsel for Donald Trump in his 2024 campaign, it becomes a challenging task to definitively categorize her role. Often referred to as the black sheep of the Trump family, Tiffany's involvement may not be as prominent as her older sister Ivanka's, but it's unwise to underestimate her support for her father. Since 2016, Tiffany has progressively increased her participation in her father's career, despite being somewhat overshadowed by her elder sibling. Currently, Tiffany doesn't hold an official position within her father's political endeavors or business ventures. Nevertheless, her growing engagement in his activities suggests that she might play a more significant role in the future. As she transitions from being a law school graduate to a potential heir within the Trump family, the path ahead remains uncertain. The question lingers: will Tiffany step into a vital role within her father's company, emerging as the trusted lawyer he seeks? Or will she continue to chart her own distinct course, maintaining her unique position within the family? Share your thoughts in the comments below to let us know. And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to support us. Until next time, bye.